Hello everyone, and welcome to week 4 of what I've been calling Jumpstart January. Now, this week is going to look a little different, totally not because I'm lazy and don't want to actually record the entire script I wrote last night, or because I spent most of the day either sleeping or dealing with car issues that are still not resolved. Maybe I'll tell you that story someday. But because I have random bits of footage from this week that I don't really have another use for. Neither day that I shot did I really get enough good footage to make an entire video. So since both of those times I was talking mostly about stuff I did this week, I figured why not make it in the weekly recap? I've been watching a lot of weekly vlogs recently, so that might have an influence. And if you like the new format, let me know. The worst thing about doing anything in the wintertime is you have to scrape off your car. It's too cold.
I'm glad I have the next 2 days off.
You have the next 2 days off?
Because I worked yesterday and I'm working Saturday.
I realized I never explained what I was actually doing. We went to a coffee shop game night, which is something that a friend made up. Basically, we just play a lot of writing games, but it's super fun. I know all the stories end up on Tumblr. I should figure out where that is and maybe link it if I can find it. So, yeah. Now I'm gonna drive home in the freezing cold. Why, Kansas City? Why? I have returned to warmth. I'm glad I went tonight. I didn't film much because there were people there who I didn't really know, and I'm still pretty uncomfortable with the whole vlogging in public thing. I don't want to be that person ever. It's nice because I technically get to put this on my creativity chart because I was writing. I don't know if I'm going to put it in free writing or in other, because it was much more structured than my free writing usually is. But I also don't really have rules for my free writing, so we'll see. I'm gonna have some dinner because Mom made spaghetti, and then probably work on a video script or just play Portal 2, depending on how motivated I'm feeling after all the spaghetti. I know I've been talking about the weather a lot recently, but is it really January right now? On my drive home from work, it says 63 degrees. Pretty sure it was just last week when it was like -4 or 6 or whatever ridiculous number. Welcome to the Midwest, I guess. On my drive home from work today, the clouds were doing this really cool thing where it was like a solid cloud bank that was over us yesterday. Yesterday was the grayest day ever, but it made up for it by being, actually warm. And because it was like this solid wall of clouds that the sun had gone down behind, it had this really cool, false horizon effect to where it looked like we had mountains on the horizon. And I live in Missouri. There aren't mountains. The closest mountains are the Ozarks, and those aren't exactly mountains. And it woke up an idea I've had since I was like 13 or 14 about people who live in the clouds. Like, clouds are actually livable, solid places, and people live there. And it's something that has morphed a little bit, and just, it's a fun teaser, like how would they live? Would different kinds of cloud people live on different kinds of clouds? Like, would storms be continents, and then like all the little wispy clouds be like chains of islands. I'm saying like a lot and I don't like it. Who knows if I'll ever take it anywhere, but yeah. I filmed my top reads of 20... Someone just honked. That was rude. I feel like I was gonna say something. Oh, a couple days ago, I shot my top reads of 2017 video, which will be going up hopefully before this, but we'll see how my upload schedule goes, and this will probably be easier to edit than that one. I'm playing with stuff again, which I've never played with before, with editing. And I don't know what it is about editing video, because the footage is what it is, so all you can do really is like cut stuff out or reorder it a little bit, add effects, whatever. But it's not like writing where you second guess which word you use where. If you're someone who seriously writes out your videos, then you already do all that second guessing before you get to filming. But hello, truck. Yeah, there's something almost freeing about editing video, coming from someone who has to edit her own writing and kind of hates her past self and her future self and whatever self will ever be writing words ever. It's not as bad with blogging or short stories, because those I am more likely to just finish, check for grammatical mistakes, and then publish online on my blog or wherever. Whereas a manuscript or any other stories that I'm writing, or any other novel-length stories, I guess, I have to stare at the same work over and over and over again, and it has gotten dark really quickly. Welcome back to Tuesday, or Wednesday, or whenever you're watching this video. There's some things I obviously didn't talk about in those clips, because neither of those clips were really intended for my weekly recap. It just kind of happened that way. I kind of sort of halfway accomplished one of the goals I set myself in my last weekly update, to actually work on my manuscript sometime other than the very last minute, which I did. I worked on it on Thursday. I only worked on it on Thursday, mostly because when I was working on it, I started having this sneaking suspicion that I should split this book into 2 books, which is gonna be a lot of work. A lot of rewriting dread happening right now. Another fun thing that happened was part of why my top reads video didn't get uploaded until Tuesday evening, even though I set it to render Monday night, was because I accidentally rendered it in 3D. Not sure how that's something you can accidentally do, but oh, I just spilled tea. Clearly I'm accident prone. I don't really have a really deep introspective thought to share about this week. I mean, we could talk about the weirdness that is writing. I write for fun. In fact, I have days when I need to write, like I can't sleep because there's something in my head that needs to get put onto paper and articulated in words. But then I have the writing dread, where either I don't feel like writing at all that day because of emotional things, or I don't even want to think about rewriting something because of the amount of work it's going to take for this manuscript to be readable again. I don't know. It's interesting. Don't really have an answer for you, but it's interesting. We'll see how next week goes. Bye, guys.